James Foster here, and welcome to another edition of Bruxer TV. Got a nice, short, tight video for you today. This won't take too long, so let's jump right into it. First things first, Dana White backs up Ronda Rousey about her tweet regarding Sandy Hook. In my opinion, it's a pretty rare act. You don't see Dana White doing this too often, so it's very cool that he is out there and he's actually saying something nice. He tends to be pretty quick to blame his fighters for anything going on, i.e. the John Jonas event that that Dana White basically blamed on him for being canceled. So it's nice to see that he's not blaming Ronda Rousey or giving her a hard time since she's new to the UFC about this tweet. In fact, Dana White went on to say, "The problem is people are fucking pussies." Yep, that's what he said. And he continued to say, "She had an opinion just like everyone else on earth has an opinion, and it wasn't even her opinion, it was someone else's that she just tweeted." That's a pretty big deal coming from Dana. Dana is not one to, really step behind his fighters all that much from past experience, from what we've seen. So it's great that he's doing that. Absolute thumbs up to Dana White. Glad to see him standing behind his fighters. Would love to see him do it all the time. They deserve it. Moving right along, Rampage Jackson. Now, I know I talk about Rampage a lot, and I'm normally really critical of him, but this time I've got to give him a round of applause. Rampage, I just saw some pictures of Rampage taking some times out with his fans. Now, you could tell in these photos that it wasn't the first photo of the day that Rampage had been taking. It looked like he had been taking a lot of photos with fans, but he still had a smile on. There was probably 5 or 6 people around him on either side, and he was happy to take the photos, and I commend him for that. Like I said, I don't always have a lot to say about Rampage. I don't have a lot to say that's good about Rampage as of late, but thumbs up, Rampage. Way to be a good guy. Next up, the big news. Matt Hughes officially retires. I've loved Matt Hughes from way back in the day when his career was on fire and he was just stomping out opponents left and right when he had the belt. It was great. 7 title defenses. Not a lot of people can get that many. It was amazing, and he's always been an exceptional athlete. But he's finally stepping down. He's finally retiring. He said that it was a really hard decision to make, but they made him an offer he couldn't refuse at the UFC. He's retiring from fighting, but he is still going to be working for the UFC. Dana White has made him the UFC Vice President of Athletic Development and Government Relations. I don't know a whole lot about the government relations part, but as far as what he's going to be doing as the athletic development, he is essentially going to be joining Chuck Liddell in mentoring the 400-plus young fighters that have come into the UFC and the people who are still going to be coming in. So they really learn the ropes of the MMA world, how to move up, how to negotiate, how to get their sponsors, all that kind of stuff. So, as a veteran, someone who did well in the sport, knows all the ins and outs, I think it'll be a really great position for him. Matt Hughes, big props, man. All the future respect. Good luck to you as time goes on. I'm sure you'll do great in this position. Now, Mike Dolce is saying that Cyborg Santos can be, and I quote, "the greatest female fighter in the world if she lets Mike Dolce help her with her eating to cut the weight to get down to the 135 weight class to fight Ronda Rousey." He says that Cyborg is currently a little too heavy at her weight. She's sluggish and slow, and he thinks he can get her down to 135 safely and quickly and make her faster and stronger than ever. making her the #1 contender to beat Ronda Rousey. In fact, he says that she will in fact beat Ronda and take the title, but only if Mike can help. Apparently, it is not possible to do without Mike's help. Who knows? But a little bit of self-promotion there for Mike, but we'd love to see it. She's got an amazing record. Cyborg is 10-1 with 1 no contest. Nearly as flawless of a record as Ronda herself. Didn't win everything by an armbar, but she's doing great. I absolutely want to see that fight. It'll be great. Alright, last but not least, and this one disappoints me, guys. I love GSP, think he's an amazing fighter. He does great things in the rings. His fights are always fun to watch. He will take a beating and not stop. Just look at the last fight he had. He is a great fighter. So it's really disappointing to hear that he thinks Johny Hendricks is unworthy of a title shot right now. He thinks that when Johny Hendricks fought Josh Koscheck, that Koscheck should have been made the winner. And because of that, he doesn't feel Hendricks is worthy of the title shot, and that is his reasoning, besides the bad blood, for wanting to fight Nick Diaz. I disagree strongly. I think Johny Hendricks is an amazing fighter. He's got great knockouts. He's so much fun to watch, and I absolutely think he would be a great fight to see against GSP. So, I'm really disappointed to hear this from George. It was a split decision between Hendricks and Koscheck. GSP isn't a judge, so he really shouldn't get that much of a say in if Hendricks is a contender. Especially when Nick Diaz is coming off of a loss and a suspension. So, personally, I'm really disappointed to hear this. Hopefully in the future, actually Hendricks is fighting the same night as GSP does, so hopefully GSP wins his fight. I hope Hendricks wins his fight, and that will put Hendricks in the for sure #1 spot, so we can see that fight, so Hendricks can prove just how worthy he is. Alright? Thanks everyone. This has been Bruxer TV. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.